It's terrible. It's terrible that he's done what he's done.
Interesting point raised from Ross.
It's as usual, it's not the person who does it that suffers, it's the animal, isn't it?
However, it's understandable why some names can be upset that the connection is lost the moment they exit the promotion. Next up is Karrion Kross, AEW bound. Speaking of Karrion Kross, he has addressed whether he'd be interested in signing with AEW. Speaking to Ariel Helwani, Kross states that he has a ton of respect for Tony Khan, but he would like to keep the conversations private when it comes to an AEW debut. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Tony, and he knows that. I prefer to keep those conversations private out of respect for Tony myself. I think it's always been open. Kross has been having major success on the independent scene since exiting WWE, and it's rather surprising that he hasn't popped up in AEW for at least a one-off appearance. Perhaps Triple H lost his touch. There was no secret that a lot of fans feel like Triple H has lost his touch when it comes to WWE creative, and Karrion Kross was put on the spot regarding this on the latest edition of the Ariel Helwani show. He was outright asked about whether he thinks the head of WWE creative has lost his touch, and Kross instead explained his belief that there are other forces at play. Triple H doesn't have full control. If I had to guess, I would say that there are people who pull things in, and he has to make the best of what they want to play out on television and the PLEs. That's just my guess. Kross would say that he's basing this on pattern recognition. I base that on pattern recognition. That's a thing that has become very prevalent, especially with Gen Z. When it comes to entertainment, if you're creating something episodic with continuity, and continuity fails, there's a red light that goes off. People go, what happened here? Especially with wrestling. Kross then concluded by saying that the situation now is that the game can't pull the shots due to TKO's involvement. To me, this looks like a situation where he can't pull all of the shots. I don't mean that disrespectfully at all. And this is definitely the case. We've seen firsthand when it comes to the past two WrestleMania events, as TKO has interfered with WWE creative, and it's backfired each and every time. At WrestleMania 41, TKO persuaded The Rock to get involved in the John Cena heel turn. Now, we all know how that backfired. Then this year, TKO were responsible for inserting Pat McAfee into the highly anticipated Randy Orton vs. Cody Rhodes WrestleMania feud, ruining what could have been one of the greatest feuds of all time. Next up, the CM Punk situation has taken a shocking turn. The former world champion CM Punk continues to be the door of the wrestling world. His work has dominated social media related to issues between Punk and WWE. According to a new report from Michael Select, on the issues of
Oh, he still smokes.
frustrated regarding the booking treatment of AJ Lee. Additionally, one of the rumors that was
There you go, yeah, because over. That's another 200 quid. Fucking crazy, man. So getting slack budgeting for the fact that he has a family member.
A lot of fans were assuming that this heat may have come from Punk's infamous promo on TKO. This may have rubbed a lot of higher-ups within the company the wrong way. According to Michael Select, none of these rumors have been verified in any capacity. Nobody has heard that.
His sister, his nephew, those neighbours that have been in his house.
Unable to verify any of these claims, but did ask about all of them.
That's the thing, isn't it? But then again, he does point to the fact that the neighbours have got what I think they've got on him. And they got it off that dude from the allotment, if you know what I mean. And that's why you can't ask them, because they're not friends. So they've just got a hold on him, if you know what I mean.
Not heard that either. In relation to Punk's creative direction in WWE, it's been reported that Punk does indeed have a story coming up, and new merchandise is actively being produced ahead of Punk's summer return. One WWE source we spoke to says that CM Punk has a story coming up soon, and he's not been on WWE television for any disciplinary reasons. There is actively new merchandise being produced. It's planned for this summer for Punk. Claims that Punk was saying his goodbyes on Raw after WrestleMania were also incorrect, or completely fabricated by fans on social media. It's worth noting that WWE heavily teased. Come on, does that make sense? Just get it delivered here, don't you? What are you doing? That's right, like this. With hundreds of deals on Uber Eats. It's just like a very cool way to print out extremely quickly. If I go here in Figma, I just have this design here that I put together. I can just take the link.
It's a horrible situation to be in. It's a horrible situation to be in, carrying all this guilt around the family member that's not ours. That is fucking crazy what he's done. Oh no, she was suffering, then unfortunately we'd be closed today and taken us to bed. That would be the grim reality. We would just lose our day of trade.
returning to the promotion in any capacity.
It's just that we can't afford to do that when the only problem is incontinence.
AEW, there are people
You know,
within the company
because we don't really have any rights to say what goes on with that dog when we're there.
Wrestles there again. Perhaps it wouldn't be with everyone involved in Punk's many conflicts there. And when we asked if he'd burned that bridge completely, but it was there, never say never. A Punk signing for AEW would be one of the wildest twists imaginable. Stranger things have happened in this crazy world of wrestling. Would have to exit the company which represents the same top star and make amends with those in AEW. It's a little far-fetched and unrealistic as things stand. However, Punk taking part in documentaries of other AEW content when he retires may not be ruled out. Next up, an update on AJ Lee. Those reported yesterday that AJ Lee is not planning to return to WWE anytime soon. This led to a ton of questions as it reported that when she returned last year, that she would be a full-time WWE talent. That comes to an end in more than 12 months. The latest when it comes to AJ's WWE status comes from Fight Plus Live, who stated that AJ was never planning to be a full-time WWE talent again. She delivered the contract in front of his plan. AJ Lee is not imminently in WWE's plans, but that could end up changing.
That he doesn't have.
Contrary to reports, she was never planned to be a full-time for WWE. The rumors that Punk would have been mad over something that internally. Plans for Lee's return and run from pretty well planned from the time she came back. She completed
Well, that's what carers are meant to be doing, aren't they? The carers are meant to be making sure he's got his money, make sure he's got enough shopping. I don't know that, but what I mean is that's what they're there for. That's why they cost so much. It's like, just thinking it.
To social media to show off a nasty wound to his head. According to Sheamus, he suffered the injury whilst working out in the gym.
The thing is, if he pays 600 quid a month, that's 4 weeks, 125 quid a week, and they're not there that long, he could just be hiring private. They're just paying an hourly rate, and he'd be a lot better fucking off. No, hourly rate, yeah, even if it's like, the hourly rate's not going to be £24, that's going to be double what they get, it's going to be about, what, 15, 16 quid, that's 30, then you'd be thinking, it would actually be better off by about 100 quid a month if you just went private. You wouldn't need to, you'd only need one carer. No, we're on about private, we're on about like what the rip-off NHS is doing to maximise their profits. I'm on about a private organisation where you call someone and they send someone out, an agency. A private agency will cost less, I know for a fact, will cost less than what he's paying now. So either he's lying about what he's paying now, that's what I'm saying. Because there's no, like I said, it's the hourly rates and all this, you would pay less, it's high private. And they'd actually put in their full fucking hour as well.
That's from UCSD. Human biology.
I mean, at the moment, he's only getting, what, 20 minutes with them while they're sat on their car, in their car on their phone.
Last year, she loved it. Sent her again this year, February, for 2 weeks. She loved it. Now we're in May, and she's going to get ready to go up there and establish herself at the PC. Now, Holly ends up signing with WWE. This would mean that 3 members of the Mysterio family are signed to WWE at the exact same time. The Undertaker even kind of booked a bit of a dream match involving Rey Mysterio's daughter. Speaking on a 6 Feet Under podcast, The Undertaker Michelle McCool mentioned to Dominic Mysterio, I think handicap match you and Alia versus Dominic Liv. Mysterio was definitely intrigued with it all, but The Undertaker says that he might want to save it for Triple A. Might want to save that for Triple A. Bring it home, brother. Bring it home. Can't even imagine how cool that would be. I'm racking my brain. I'm maybe missing it, but to be able to be in the ring with not only your son, but then your daughter, that is nuts. That is a very cool thing.
Oh, shut up,
WWE legend. Our final story today relates to a coach at the WWE Performance Center as they are in need of a major surgery. According to PW Insider, wrestling legend Terry Taylor is set to undergo knee surgery and will be missing time away from his PC duties. WWE Performance Center coach Terry Taylor, one of the top trainers in the WWE facility, is slated to undergo knee surgery in the upcoming weeks. Taylor's surgery and recovery will force him to miss July's The Gathering convention promoted by T-Bar Promotions in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now we here at WrestleMania offer our best wishes to the Red Rooster and wish him a speedy recovery. But there you have it, folks. Have a look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
suppose, like.
Heavyweight division is
Your
on display
sprays on
this
the-
week, guys. I mean, you want to talk about main event,
That fridge, I think the spray is.
right? Errol Hawani coined the term, so I want to give him credit. The people's main event. And
Last one,
I love it.
it's the last thing I did.
Now, we got an intro champion, maybe an undisputed champion. We have your favorite fighter again. The organization itself is saying is the only guy that has the potential to trump Conor McGregor in terms of global start. We get to that to the main event. But, and there is a but.
Eric. I'll go. Just some tablets. Just makes cleaning the floor faster.
It really is huge. It feels like something's going on. You guys are
66. I think I'm dead after this next one.
That is why I started using the Hume Body Analyzer. This is no guesswork bathroom scheme. Hume measures your total body composition with 98% typical grade accuracy. What changed for me with Hume? I stopped obsessing over weight. I started tracking body fat and muscle mass. That breaks everything down. Arms, legs, torso. So you will actually understand what's happening. And what? The AI insights help to connect your recovery, training, sleep, and stress. So the change is happening in your body composition. So you stop guessing what is actually working. Most people quit too early. They get frustrated when they're tracking the wrong number. Your weight alone does not tell the full story. If body fat is dropping and your muscle mass is climbing, then you're making real progress. And unless you see that happening over time. Right now, my code Chael stacks on top of Hume's ongoing sale for up to 50% off, but you only got 7 days.
No, it's in the morning, isn't it?
FSA, eligible, which means your health insurance could cover it. Scan the QR code and stop waiting for numbers to find you with Hume Health. It just feels like something is going on. What could that be? Now, I worry about Tom Aspinall. I worry that he is getting played as a piece in a game of chess between two rich elitists in the battle known as Eddie versus Dana. Okay. And I worry about Tom because we have to take a guy in his word. We have always done that in this sport, always. Even to great dismay in the early days where somebody would come out and claim to be a black belt and it turned out that they weren't. Or somebody had absolutely no business in the ring with this opponent. Or they claim that they were 20-0. Right? But we take them to beat him, we will listen, and you will then go and compete. I mean, it's the rules of the playground carried over, so I'm going to just share for you. We have to take people at their word. Now,
Game over.
I've not heard
Not bad.
anything from Tom other than
If she's just incontinent at the moment, that's all it is. It could just be she's on a downward cycle.
I am.
If she's just incontinent, she could just be on a downward cycle.
Doctor, doing everything right.
Because you've had that with a couple of hours, haven't we? There's no...
You get back to defending my belt. That's all I ever heard from Tom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It is saying some
But the thing is, we can't enter into a long-term commitment for
Tom will be taking on the winner of Here and Gone.
medicines and things.
Now, Alex, I apologize. Real versus Tom, the worst pay-per-view by 77%.
Nah, that one caused some pissing in the bed.
It's for so long, so now it's in tablets and inject.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view.
Oh, I'm gonna do that.
Exactly, that'd be yet another thing you'd have to go and do, isn't it?
I want to see that fight. It sure sounds like that, but not necessarily just to remind you.
Oh god, yeah, and if we miss her one Sunday, it'd be our fault she's dying.
Nobody's used to
That's what it'll be.
at 11 a.m.
That's what I'm saying, he wants a lot of responsibility that's not ours, if you know what I mean.
Worst show by a factor of 12 that Tyson Fury's ever been part of, but it's not necessarily because nobody cared. It was at 11 a.m. I share that because the rematch with Surreal and Tom is actually compelling. Even though you weren't into the first fight,
We were.
I predicted you would be.
No, it was all about not being into the first fight. We were into the first fight. It was still going on Tom. Because Tom's like a boxer more than the things. So it was always an interesting fight.
Yeah, for sure that works.
Okay, you didn't make it tax, did you?
Yeah,
I got better things to do.
yeah, me too.
Like what?
Maybe.
Versus Tom. Only other possible scenario. Yeah, for sure that works. Alex Pierre and Sean O'Malley can go and fight and argue in our absence who is the biggest star in the UFC, but I mean, you get the point. Whether Alex is the biggest star or he's the third biggest star, you get that he's massive, right? And there is something to be said for the return of Tom. By the way, Eddie Hearn, even if on accident, is going to help to bring attention to whatever it is that Tom does next. Eddie Hearn's involvement. This is as close as we've ever had to a co-promote. The only difference is the paperwork. And there's no paperwork. But Eddie is going to help to promote whatever it is that Tom does next, right? I mean, you understand where this is kind of interesting. But Eddie Hearn says that fight isn't going to happen. He says that it shouldn't. He says he's going to tell Tom not to do it.
You gotta tell Tom not to fight Silgar. Come on, man.
The UFC
That's why Eddie Hearn needs to keep aiming it. I like Eddie Hearn, but it's not his place right now.
You don't want to fight, don't fight. We have major opportunities here. World Championship, White House lawn. If that doesn't intrigue you,
No problem, baby.
right? Play hardball.
And a brownie is obviously possible, if it is.
Yeah, try the same thing I did with the brain. It's been okay.
Left hardball. If Tom removed himself, and now let's say that Tom pops up against Francis over on Netflix, just for example, which is very realistic. If Tom was to be with you, that's a very realistic scenario. I don't know that the hardball with John is going to continue. It would seem as though, right? We need John Jones, no. But would we need John Jones more? Yes, for sure. John's
Oh shit, that's
very
a
much.
Oh, got my puppy out.
What I'm saying is it's not falling on deaf ears. There's a reason that Volkov has been given the push that he's been given. There's a reason, PR-wise, that Pavlich is getting more interviews and media now than he has combined in the last 3 years. That is for a backup plan. If things fall through with Tom, and if we do not get John, we're going to have to move on, and that's just fine, because we got Volkov and we got Pavlich, and now just let's light a fire under their ass. Let's talk about how good and great they are. Those guys both have really special things that you can turn to and point to, and you can begin to sell a fight while you're building up Hogan, while you're introducing Gable. But you see how heavyweight is very different. And speaking of Hogan, right? Hogan versus Surreal, yeah, sure, that's a fun fight. We can definitely get on board with that. But Hogan versus Piera, that's already done. Well, we've already got the B-roll, guys. If I turned to you, the hardcore fans, and I said, hey, tell me the fight that you want to see, but you've got a magic wand, when you write it down, flip it over here, I'll count it up in the back. I think more of you would write down, you want to say, forget about titles. Forget about outcome this weekend.
You want to see Hogan there. You remember his last fight, we did the open early last fight. And it was really interesting, smart as a week. Not just in terms of people getting it, I mean, honestly, wow. When you look at everything else,
Yes. It's when you see the most of the work from home, isn't it? It's when you see the true impact.
I know it keeps happening, like, but it's slowly, isn't it?
Yeah. You just don't expect it. No. Not. Everything's opposite.
Everybody's excited about doing home.
That's it, isn't it?
And that has resulted in millions and millions of dollars for Surreal.
Not dollars,
Well, when Surreal to put this in a shot,
Oh, can't wait, that's too good. It just bothers me that it's never a disability. Yes.
God, we don't want to see those things. Now you've got anything, you've got any money, also you
I always find it. Like, I always find it like. Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Don't talk like you got thousands of ongoing concerns and you need to separate them. Yeah, I'm a proper paying magnet. Because then, no, I can understand the state agent saying it because they deal with so many different varieties. Yes, that makes sense. Just how what they're taught to say it. It's like they watch too many house building shows, isn't it?
I'm a big deal, you know.
Oh, it's the Rob Burgundy, isn't it? You knew Max did.
I think I'm even worse than working for my property.
Oh, could you imagine that? Well, it's what will change, right? Over the years, it will change. It's going to take another 5-6 years and to get to where we should be.
I mean, you see, we're heavyweights more than any other division. Heavyweight
and these fucking public service, they really work 4 or 5 days a
Oh
week.
no.
And they've had to struggle to get back into the ring.
Problem is, yes, but no, but you've got to remember.
Because the league isn't working.
No, but you've got to remember.
Well,
No, but you have to remember they have no choice. There'll be no choice. There'll be no choice or they'll be fired. Oh, if it's Farage, he'll bend. If it's Farage, he'll bend.
It's going to be
No, it's easier. No, quite easier because they're all public servants sorting their contracts to get rid of them. It's a lot easier to get rid of public servants than it is to get rid of fucking miners. That's why it took almost a decade. Public servants only because they just don't want to pull the trigger, they won't do it. But the fact that you now got council workers who will turn around and say they will not work for certain government members, that's it, they need to go. They're done. They've literally shown they are not fit for purpose, they are not public servants. They think they are the fucking service. Crazy, man.
This starts feeling different. It's feeling different. Because one thing that we had never considered, one thing that I have not seen an article, I have not seen anybody, I haven't really heard it from Tom Aspinall, I haven't really heard it from John Jones. One thing that I don't know that's been considered greatly is Surreal can win. Absolutely Surreal can win. Surreal is a main event fighter. Surreal has fought for world titles. Surreal is in the 5-round club. Surreal is used to this.
That's what I'm saying, Surreal God is more dangerous than he appears.
Surreal God is used.
Sorry, just talk to Chael Sonnen.
Alex Pierre is going to input fear into everybody in the locker room except one guy. That is what Surreal is used to. Not to mention, he's the bigger man. Now I want to play a game with you. Okay, my producer Ryan and I just got done doing this. I want to bring you guys in on this. MMA Man is one of the greatest formulas you can have. People love to say, I don't quite know where this MMA Man doesn't work. Styles make fights. It's just stupid. It's just a stupid thing to say, but it's been around since 1993. Like, we just can't shake these things in our industry. Okay, you guys know the feeling. You bust your ass for 3 weeks. Your diet's clean. Your training's hard. You get on the scale, and that number hasn't moved. You feel like you failed. Wrong. That is why I started using the Hume Body Analyzer. This is not some guesswork backroom scale. Hume measures your total body composition with 98% medical grade accuracy. What changed for me with Hume? I stopped obsessing over weight. I started tracking body fat and muscle mass. The app breaks everything down. Arms, legs, torso. So you will actually understand what's happening with your body. The AI insights help to connect your recovery, training, sleep, and stress to the changes happening in your body composition. So you stop guessing what is actually working. Most people quit too early. They get frustrated when they're tracking the wrong number. Your weight alone does not tell the full story.
Whoa.
Of course, if body fat is dropping and your muscle mass is climbing, then you're making real progress. And Hume lets you see that happening over time. Right now, my code Chael stacks on top of Hume's ongoing sale for up to 50% off, but you've only got 7 days. And if you're in the US, it's HSA, FSA eligible, which means your health insurance could cover it. Scan my QR code and stop letting one number define you. With Hume Health. MMA math is the greatest indicator that we have aside from head-to-head competition. Instead of actually putting the guys in there and seeing who's going to win, we can turn to common opponent.
A lot about the job that isn't actually that fun, that I have now automated away almost entirely. One of them is Sentry.
Yes. Well, you need those. Yeah, 'cause you need those coding anyway for the over the day. Just bring the strong ones. Don't bother with the soft max.
When I get back here at 8:30, so I've also got to go to the Asda.
Well, open the doors. I'll jump up in about 10 minutes. Start doing my cooking.
Do we need any sausage?
No, I've got another bag in the freezer. I picked up another one just in case.
We need a pot of bacon out here. So we just have to make the back bacon.
I'll make it snow. I'll look later for bacon. I'll have to go twice in the summer because I can't strip bacon. It's fair enough to do it for one set of people, but I cannot strip. The cost prohibitive. Yeah, but it'd be best to make it fresh because back bacon doesn't age. I can't sacrifice quality. Yeah. Yes, it's not. You can't give them nasty shit.
So she'll just do that there.
Yeah.
And then smoke bacon.
Well, I've run up twice, and afterwards I've run up to Herring, I've run up to Butchers, I've shoved out to something.
Yeah.
Well, with beat Surreal? Could Surreal beat? Well, let's play the common opponent game. Do you think that Surreal could beat Uncle Lyle? That'd be a hard one. I'd be very curious what you guys think in that situation. Uncle Lyle just has a different skill set. He has a different ability. If Uncle Lyle closes the distance and gets on top of anybody, that person's round is ruined. For the most part. So all of a sudden you start to see where MMA math is pretty effective, isn't it? How would Surreal...
Well, no, because Strickland showed why it's useless. His wrestling is crap. Yet he managed to beat Machef, so... How do you manage to neutralise his wrestling?
Surreal in there. Taking on Izzy. I gotta tell you, I find this...
well, they said the back door, maybe.
Example. Can Colby Covington beat Armand Sarukian? What do you think? Okay, now, while you're pondering that, let me ask you a different one. Do you believe that Armand Sarukian could beat Chris Weidman? That Chris is going to weigh in at 200, 205 pounds. He's going to get in the ring at 215 to 220. He's a much bigger man. Understand if you believe that Chris Weidman is going to beat Sarukian, but I'm just asking you, is that what you believe? Because Colby beat Weidman. So let's go back to what I initially asked you. Do you believe that Colby can beat Sarukian? And do you see where your mind, do you see where, right? I think many of you, and the odds are saying Sarukian is going to beat Colby. That's where this is.
Hope and that stuff.
When we ask those same people, then you're saying that you think that Sarukian can beat Weidman.
Oh, so you get one more milk drinks, master.
Okay, but Colby beat Weidman, so let's come back. I mean, you see where this gets really interesting?
No, it's got to be like this the intent's on.
This is a fight, guys. This is the fight of the entire card that I gotta tell you is a little bit of one of these. Even in terms of what should we expect, I gotta ask this. I'm working over at Paramount. They asked me this. Rashad Evans and I were doing a show. Tommy tees us up, and he says, "Jim, what do you expect?"
No, I think they're in the kitchen, aren't they? In the pads, I think.
Because what do I expect? I know both of these guys can beat the other one, and I know there's some questions here, which is, will the size, which is going to make Alex Pierre, the ever-powerful Alex Pierre, even more powerful? Will that slow
I don't know where they are.
Will that bring it
I didn't count them. I thought they were in the kitchen.
Those are questions that are very legitimate. Normally when guys will be a very legitimate question. We have never seen a guy, ever. This will be a first. This includes boxes.
I can't use the
We have
bowling
never
pin.
seen a guy, make sure you keep track of the stat, guys, because you're only going to get this from me. You have never seen a guy in championship matches fight for a championship in this division and fight for a championship in a different division that has gained this much weight. It has never
Do you bring
happened.
any boxes, or is it just for two?
No, I brought my box.
170 to 185, that's all that the media can talk about. We saw Islam Makhachev go from 155 to 170, and it's all the media could talk about was the size and who was going to be bigger. We have next fight weighing 51 pounds heavier. Which by today's prediction that's going around the internet right now is from Jared Gowatch.
Well, it's good news about Skyler anyway, she's like, tremendous thinking stage. Because apparently when it first happened yesterday, she wasn't complimented at all, she wasn't like, you know, she looks crazy.
Yes. Oh, it's horrible. It's just like a test, isn't it?
It's like that. So now it's like, he just has to do his bills. Why is he getting microphones and why is he saying to his sister, he's getting all these takeaways? Saying to his sister, I'm spending too much on takeaways. Start getting me some microphones, don't let me freeze up. Because he's being in control of everything.
Oh, yes.
Like I had to take pictures, lists, all things.
So I mean,
to go through. Not just what they knocked out.
but then it's not like cost effective with that.
No, you can get these fucking meals for like £1, £1.50, £2 each.
Because it's thinking. Actually, part of the care of the community, isn't it? It's like all this. How did that check? Through the entire Labour construct wrong, and yet they still push this whole bullshit that the community will take care of itself and just give it a chance. Just give it an opportunity. It's like, no. You take all the successes of religion, you take all the success of that, how do you take the same moral system? You're not forced on people.
I know. But for every one person that we've got to help, I love the Pecan one, which is maybe that one right at the front, maybe.
It's perhaps the most confusing. The most does it smell it? It smells nice. It's a good smell, that's so.
It's got that salty smell, hasn't it? You just got to find the right route for it to go in the right measures. But this is where the skill comes in, isn't it, with some syrups?
It's maybe not steam it into the milk first and then add your coffee from it.
Yeah.
So it actually was part of it.
You've got my respect. If you call that round 3 Karen, just for example, and that's what happens.
I believe so, get fought for
Yeah, especially.
It's like slavery, when I go to like, people go to the bank for it, and how do you know that people start taking money out?
That's, yeah. We should have to trust the people. So I never give our back off to someone we don't trust.
Starts making some money out of I know it's not my trouble, so I do make my job if somebody is taking this fucking money, I mean, I don't know. This is the thing, I don't know if you make
That's what I'm saying.
Then he gets big things like
Don't know what's true and what's not.
But he didn't specify if he means now, like literally last few weeks, or if he means just generally as a general person, he's let a lot of money out. And just clear on that, and I just want to press him on it.
See, that's what I mean. It's terrible. If you're robbing money off a sick person, then
I would never do that. I'm one of the biggest scammers going. I don't like to admit to it sometimes. I admit to it to you, but I'm one of the biggest scams going. I see scams and everything. I would never ever do it. I would just live for myself because I have this thing called guilt.
it takes a special kind of skill to do that.
I can't do it. Guilt is just a killer for me. It's what stops me from doing things. Basically, I guess. I mean, guilt comes from morals, doesn't it? I don't know,
Yeah.
what guilt comes from.
It's a morals and ethics system. You've got morals and ethics on a strong sense of right and wrong.
Am I right in thinking that if you've never been taught that, which you know, if you've never been taught that?
No, you don't. No, you don't. I've seen it. There used to be, if you think about it, they've had that argument in terms of Socrates and Plato about whether you need God to make people good. There's this erroneous belief that man is inherently good. the reason we now know that to be false is because unlike back then when they only had themselves to talk about their little civilization, they were like, oh yeah, look, they couldn't see other countries that don't have God. They couldn't see countries like ours that have come from God and eroded. And now you can see where people will stand there and watch rapes, attacks, murders, and just think nothing of it. Just nothing of it.
You know, you can say, like, you know, sometimes we see videos and they say, well, like, been generations.
Yes.
And somebody said, but you know, why that woman saw somebody
Yeah.
beat us?
Grab that woman's throat, yeah.
There's lots of people standing there, boys standing there, they're not doing anything.
No.
This one guy, he's on Twitter and he travels the world, he does through his work, I think. And he said he spent a couple of years in a fucking country, or some backwater country somewhere. And he said he was going down the road one day, and he said to try and explain to people this is what they're like. He said, because we don't see it, because we're so used to our own, the way society operates. He said it's a shock. What happens is, a policeman runs into a man on a bike, and knocks him off the bike. So what this guy does, quite English guy, goes running over to help the guy. What happens is, the policeman is not only shouting at the man dying on the floor, he's also shouting, and the bystanders are shouting at the man to get away.
Hello everybody, James here with the title of the video. Thumbnail, you're probably asking yourself, what a shock Rougeau since you mentioned you slid to a wormhole back through time and now it's 1992 again. We are not. You haven't. It's all, this is 2026 and there's been a ton of complaints and controversy, all directed at Jacques Rougeau regarding his latest retirement comeback yet again at the age of 65 this time anyway. There are a lot of people out there who point to the biggest square leaders and former mountain at this point. Stick with me on this one.
That man is not there's so much proof that man is not inherently good. Oh yeah, you need to put some kind of religion into your child. It's the only way. Let them grow older and then discover life themselves. But at early stages, there's no reason not to give your kid church education. There's no reason not to. I can't think of one single reason why you wouldn't expose your kids to the Bible and all the rest of it. No problem. Well, I'll jump about 5 minutes and let's get things done. I see, make sure you'll need it.
Even to this day, is somewhat of a heat magnet now in the wrestling business due to his perceived ego and being different.